Next. Kevin's going to talk about mashing up Virginia Beach crime data. A case study of sorts.
This will work out kind of well. I'm probably going to walk all over the place.
No.
Great.
Yeah. So first I want to tell you about a little bit about where I'm from. I'm from Virginia Beach. It's in the southeast corner of Virginia. This is the place where the Jamestown settlers made their first landing. I live about 5 miles away from there. I'm actually right here in Kings Grant, not far from the Jamestown settlement. We boast the largest building in Virginia. That's not it. That's it right there. Largest building in the state of Virginia. We have a lot of the same problems and issues that a lot of cities have. You know, we're trying to install light rail. We're battling between Norfolk and Virginia Beach over light rail. We actually have the 42nd largest population in the United States, just 2 behind Cleveland, which unfortunately I think is probably going to flip because a lot of people are leaving Cleveland. But also something just recently happened is that Virginia Beach was the second greatest economic recovery as related by the Brookings Institution. This is the local editor of my local neighborhood section newspaper. One day he put in there, how can we do a better job of reporting crime data? He says, the number one thing that people ask about. And so I said, well, I'll tell you how you can do a better job of reporting crime data. And I wrote a blog post about it, and I sent it to him, and I contacted him. I actually went to high school with this guy, so it's a small town with a lot of people in it. So here's the state of crime data in Virginia Beach. You can go onto the website, and you can see that there's a link, Electronic Police Reports Online. And you click that link, and it takes you to another link, and you can see that it's broken down: neighborhood crime reports, incident reports, traffic reports. There's disclaimers. If there's an emergency going on, you have to click through. You have to accept terms, and after a bunch of machinations, you might eventually get there. Agree, do not agree, all the legalese that you have to accept. And you have to accept this every single time you want to go back to that crime data, even though you know that you've already accepted it 10 times. So all this stuff is a barrier to you being able to get to that crime data. You have to fill out a form. You have to know something about the information that you're asking for before you can ask for it. Fortunately, you can hit submit without really filling any of this stuff out, and you'll get back all of the crime reports, 14 records at a time. in this ugly table. Now, one thing is they have, since I've last done this, they have added a download the data form. So the best that I could do was copy and paste this information and put it into a Google Doc. And once I have it in a Google Doc, it's now in a form that anyone can use. And I can do all this stuff without any programming. And what I was trying to say is journalists can do this. They can take this data and they can analyze it and they can put it into a Google Doc, and you can find out things like, oh, by the way, most of the accidents that happen on Virginia Beach Boulevard. Now, the first thing we're doing is we're just presenting this information. The second thing that needs to happen is journalists need to ask why are most of the accidents happening on Virginia Beach Boulevard. Crime count by neighborhood. Most of the crimes happen at the oceanfront, 31st Street, and South Street. Why is that? Probably because that's down at the oceanfront, that's where all the bars are. But I don't know that for sure, and we need somebody to look into that. So I told my friend David Schleck about what it is I wanted to do, and he said, I want to introduce you to Aaron Bykoff, who was a programmer who was working for the paper. And Aaron said, well, I scrape all this data for Norfolk and Hampton and Virginia Beach, and I have this huge MySQL database, and I didn't think anybody really cared about it or wanted to do anything about it. And I said, well, no, that's, a lot of people care about that stuff. And so he said, well, I can make an API for you for that, and I can publish up that data to URLs, to a recognizable, guess what URL, labs.hamptonroads.com/API/crime/aggregate and a format. And I can get back that data in human machine readable formats. And this means that it's easy for people to understand and it's easy for programmers to use. And unfortunately, Aaron went to the Sunlight Foundation, and so we don't have them here in Virginia Beach anymore. But once I did that, I could do something like this, which is like drop them into widgets on my iGoogle homepage. These are actual widgets that are sitting on my iGoogle homepage. Time series data. Actually, let's see here, there's a big spike in 2007. Why is that? I don't know why that is. Well, the point is that you can do all this stuff without any programming, without really any major skills. It's just, get that data out there, make it accessible and easy for anyone to use, and great things will happen. Thanks.
Thanks for Aaron.
Mysterious.